and welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where we can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. And if you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Now, there are always changes going on in Disney, whether it's in Disneyland, Disney World, or on the cruise liners, everything else like that. There's always changes going on. If you want to make sure that you are the most up to date and you're ready for your next Disney vacation, all you got to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com and we can get you all set up and all taken care of. A fun game today. I cannot wait to get into it. We're just going to jump right into round 1. Round 1 is titled, Did This Get a Disney Channel Original Movie? So what's going to happen for this round? Simple yes, no for this round. I'm going to give you the name of a Disney Channel show. You just have to give me a yes, no on if that show ended up getting a Disney Channel original movie as well. So let's get started with question number 1. Lizzie McGuire. Question number 2. Even Stevens. Question number 3. Gravity Falls. Number 4. Gargoyles. Question number 5. Good Luck Charlie. And question number 6. Phineas and Ferb. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's get you some answers here on did that show become and have its own Disney Channel original movie? So let's get started with question number 1. Lizzie McGuire, that one is a yes. That one did get a Disney Channel original movie. It also was airing in theaters though, but technically it is a Disney Channel original movie. Question number 2. Even Stevens, that one is a yes. A lot of these are oftentimes titled like the Lizzie McGuire movie, the Even Stevens movies. This one is the Even Stevens movie. Some of them, they're a little bit different, but for the most part, it's the name of the show plus the movie as a kind of a continuation of the show, if you will. Question number 3. Gravity Falls, that one is a no. Only 2 seasons for Gravity Falls, though it is a very good show. Unfortunately, it didn't get its own movie. Question number 4. Gargoyles, that one is a no. That one's a little bit of a throwback. That one's a little bit more mid to early 90s-ish area, but that one did not get its own Disney Channel original movie. Question number 5. Good Luck Charlie, that one is a yes. And that one was a Christmas movie. It was a little bit further along by that point. It was kind of getting towards the end of the series run. Disney Channel has a thing where they only let their shows usually go for about 4 seasons before they call it a day, despite even if it is very successful. We've talked about that a little bit in the past, but with Good Luck Charlie, you kind of had to, end it at some point just due to the fact of the kids growing up. So that makes sense. Last but not least, question number 6. Phineas and Ferb, that one is a yes. And depending on who you talk to, one of the more likable Disney Channel original movies that came from a TV show. I mean, when you think of the talent that's behind it, it makes sense. It was pretty solid. So, okay, there's a whole bunch more of these. We might see this category again in the future, but it is a lot of fun to talk about. Continuing on now into round number 2. Round number 2 is our Fast Facts round. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. Today's category is Cats of Disney. Last week we talked about the dogs of Disney. Today we're going to talk about the cats of Disney. Now, a little hint here. Last week with the dogs of Disney, some of them were on attractions, some of them were in movies. All these are tied to a movie. So let's get started with question number 1. Figaro. Question number 2. Lucifer. Question number 3. Mittens. Question number 4. Sergeant Tibbs. Question number 5. Mochi. And question number 6. Burloos. All right, I hope you got some of those. Some of them are a little bit of a funny name to say, but all of them are Disney cats that have been in Disney movies. So let's get started with question number 1. Figaro, well, that is from Pinocchio. Now, if you had also said that is Minnie Mouse's cat, you are also correct. It is the same cat. Figaro is Minnie Mouse's cat. It's also the cat from Pinocchio. So either one of those, if you had said those, give yourself the point. But it is primarily from Pinocchio. Question number 2. Lucifer, that is from Cinderella. Perfect name for that cat. That cat was just not nice. So to name it Lucifer, that kind of goes hand in hand. It makes sense. Question number 3. Mittens, that is from Bolts. She is the cat that Bolt interacts with, kind of helps him get back home, and that cat's name is Mittens. And it's named after the fact that it's a basically all black cat with some white paws. Looks like it has mittens on. Question number 4. Sergeant Tibbs, that is from 101 Dalmatians. So that is the one that when they get to the barn and they have there's a horse there, he's the one that says fire 1. He pulls the ear and the horse kicks one of the bad guys. Fire 2, pulls the ear, kicks the other bad guy. That is that cat. Question number 5. Mochi, well, that is from Big Hero 6. It's a fat cat, black and white. Very cool, very fluffy, very snuggly as well. Definitely a cool cat. Last but not least, question number 6. Burlois, however you say that name. That is from Aristocats. He is one of the 3 little kittens. I don't speak French. I talked about this with the questions we had about Paris, France, and the Olympics a few weeks ago. I don't speak French, so that's going to be my best attempt. But these, again, just like the dogs of Disney last week, this is just the tip of the iceberg for the cats of Disney. So we might return to this one, whether or not Milo likes it. Continuing on now into round number 3. Round number 3 is our connecting the circles. For this round, I will ask you 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related. But the 6th question is, what is the connection? And that connection is a Disney connection. So first 5 questions may or may not be Disney related. The last question is, what is the connection? And that connection is through Disney. So let's get started here with question number 1. What ride was supposed to be called The Children of the World until an iconic song was written? Question number 2. What 1953 movie is about a boy who doesn't want to grow up? Question number 3. Who does Cinderella marry? Question number 4. As of this recording, 2 Disney feature animated movies have sequels with the main character's name in both titles. Ralph is one, who is the other? Question number 5. Snow White meets who after she broke into their house, cleaned up everything, and then tried to take a nap? And question number 6 is, what is that connection? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, see if you can connect those circles, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. What ride was supposed to be called The Children of the World until an iconic song was written? Well, that was It's a Small World. Originally, the ride was supposed to be Children of the World, and Walt wanted each of the different countries to sing their national anthem. Wisely said, hey, let's try a different direction. Put the Sherman Brothers in charge of writing a song. They wrote It's a Small World, and they decided to change the name of the ride to that one as well. It makes more sense. I feel like if all the nations were singing their national anthem, it'd be very loud. It'd be a little bit chaotic. By having them all sing the same song, helps to kind of make it a little bit more enjoyable. Question number 2. What 1953 movie is about a boy who doesn't want to grow up? Well, that is Peter Pan. That is all about how he doesn't want to grow up. He, goes to Neverland, all that sort of stuff. Question number 3. Who does Cinderella marry? Well, she marries Prince Charming. Obviously loses her glass slipper. That's how they know who she is. And she ends up marrying Prince Charming. Question number 4. As of this recording, 2 Disney feature animated movies have sequels with the main character's name in both titles. Ralph is one. Who is the other? Well, that is Winnie the Pooh. Obviously, you have Wreck-It Ralph and then Ralph Breaks the Internet. That's one. Winnie the Pooh does have 2 movies. One came out in the 70s, one a little bit more recently. Both kind of have the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh in the title, but that is as of this recording. In November, there will be a 3rd one with Moana that has come out, because then that'll be the 3rd movie with a sequel that came out in theaters with the name of the character in the title. Frozen doesn't count because no one in there is named Frozen, so on and so forth. Question number 5. Snow White meets who after she broke into their house, cleaned up everything, and then tried to take a nap? Well, she met the 7 dwarfs. She kind of broke into their house, said it was such a cute house, cleaned it up with all of her animal friends, started making dinner, and then took a nap on 3 of the beds, because that's the ones that she was able to fit on. So, definitely an interesting dynamic when you think about it like that. Last but not least, question number 6 is, what is the connection? Well, we had answers such as It's a Small World, Peter Pan, Prince Charming, Winnie the Pooh, and 7 Dwarfs. The connection there, those are all rides in Fantasyland in Disney World. You obviously have It's a Small World, you have Peter Pan's flight, you have Prince Charming's carousel, you have 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, and you have the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is kind of similar to Disneyland. Their carousel is King Arthur's carousel, and they don't have the Winnie the Pooh. They still have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but these rides can be found in Fantasyland in Disney World. Now, that is a large land. This also includes Ariel. This also includes the Mad Tea Party. This is one of the biggest sections of that park, but it's so much fun and very good food in that section as well. Again, if you need some help navigating that, let me know. Continuing on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is typically reserved for movie anniversaries, and today that is also true. We're going to celebrate Mary Poppins, a classic of all classic Disney movies. If you watch it, it's just amazing some of the effects they were able to do way back in the 50s that are just, they help to propel movie effects into what we see today. So let's get going on some questions on Mary Poppins with question number 1. What well-known singer plays the title role of Mary Poppins? Question number 2. What American singer and comedian plays Bert? Question number 3. What was the title of the 2013 movie about the process of Disney attaining the rights to Mary Poppins? Question number 4. What is the name of the author who wrote the book series that the movie was based on? Question number 5. Name the song from Mary Poppins that was Walt's favorite and always had the Sherman Brothers play for him every Friday. And question number 6. What song won the Academy Award for Best Song in 1965? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. Let's give you some answers here on Mary Poppins. So question number 1. What well-known singer plays the title role of Mary Poppins? Well, that is Julie Andrews. As we talked about it a few weeks ago with The Princess Diaries, this is one of the last movies that Julie Andrews did with Disney between Mary Poppins and then The Princess Diaries. She had a really good relationship with Walt, and when he passed, she kind of fell out of favor with Disney, and then a whole bunch of other things happened with her in her personal life, with her singing voice, that sort of stuff. So she kind of backed away from acting, and The Princess Diaries 2 was actually one of the first times that she sang on screen since Mary Poppins. Question number 2. What American singer and comedian played Bert? Well, that would be Dick Van Dyke. Now, there was some concern, apparently way back when this movie was being produced, being made, there was some concern that Dick Van Dyke would not be able to do a proper British accent. But at the time, again, we just mentioned Julie Andrews. She was on set, and the actor who played the father, he was also a well-known British actor at the time as well. If there was an issue with his British accent, they would have said something, but clearly they didn't, and he did a great job in his role. Revived it for Mary Poppins Returns as well. Question number 3. What was the title of the 2013 movie about the process of Disney attaining the rights to Mary Poppins? Well, that was Saving Mr. Banks, a great movie. Really fun to watch. If you haven't had a chance, I recommend it. It's really great. Tom Hanks playing Walt is fantastic, and it's just overall a really, really good movie. Question number 4. What is the name of the author who wrote the book series that the movie was based on? Well, that is P.L. Travers. She kind of held on tight to her rights before just handing it over to Walt. At the time, you have to realize Walt was pretty well established. The company was well known. At that point, Disneyland was open and everyone was very familiar with it. Starting to kind of work on the Florida project a little bit, starting to kind of plant the seeds there a little bit. So he was very well known. And P.L. Travers was very hesitant to just give over the rights to Mary Poppins. And Saving Mr. Banks was all about that process and how involved she was in it as well. Question number 5. Name the song for Mary Poppins that was Walt's favorite and always had the Sherman Brothers play for him every Friday. Well, that would be Feed the Birds. So if you saw the short where it was the Disney Animation Studio short celebrating the 100 years, this was the song that was in the background when Mickey is looking at Walt. This was Walt's favorite song, and a few months before he did pass, Richard Sherman did play it one more time on that piano, and it still sounds just as good today as it did when he wrote it in the 60s. Last but not least, question number 6. What song won the Academy Award for Best Song in 1965? Believe it or not, out of all the options, Chim Chim Cheree won Best Song in 1965. Again, a lot of options here with Mary Poppins. Spoonful of Sugar would have been my guess, but Chim Chim Cheree is also a fantastic one. Step in Time would have been a good one. A little bit long, but still a fantastic one. But again, a Disney classic. We're talking about 60s nostalgia. Highly recommend it. If it's been a while since you've watched it, hop on Disney Plus, watch it. It will bring back all the memories. Wrapping up today's game, round number 5 is titled On This Day in Disney. For this round, what's going to happen is all these events happen on August 29th in a different year. I'm going to tell you what year it is, and the question is going to pertain to that event. You just have to tell me what is the answer to that question, but all these events happened at some point in Disney history on August 29th. So let's get started with question number 1. In 2019, what new area inspired by Star Wars opened up in Hollywood studios? Question number 2. In 2011, what brand new resort opened in Hawaii, Disney's first resort in Hawaii? Question number 3. On this day in 2010, what ABC comedy took home 3 Academy Awards, including Outstanding Comedy Series? Question number 4. On this day in 2008, what U.S. Olympian had his own homecoming parade in Magic Kingdom in Disney World? Question number 5. On this date in 1989, what company and well-known group agreed in principle to be purchased by Disney? The next year, the deal was stopped due to a creator's passing. Question number 6. On this date in 1955, what iconic Disneyland attraction and restaurant opened in Fantasyland? The boat and the restaurant was closed in favor of the new Dumbo ride in 1983. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. All right, let's get some answers on this day in Disney. So question number 1. In 2019, what new area inspired by Star Wars opened up in Hollywood studios? Well, that would be Galaxy's Edge, one of my personal favorites as well. Why? Plenty of shade. That's why. There's places to be able to kind of hide out in the shade a little bit, plus really good food. A couple of good rides, obviously, as well. There's a lot you can do in there. You could spend technically all day in Galaxy's Edge, but primary, there's a lot of shade. Question number 2. In 2011, what brand new resort opened in Hawaii? Disney's first resort in Hawaii? Well, that would be Aulani. Now, this is on my bucket list of things to go and see. It seems like a really fun resort. Seems like a really cool area. I mean, it was created with so much detail, like typical Disney, by Josh Rohde and a couple other Imagineers. So I would love to go to it someday soon. Question number 3. On this day in 2010, what ABC comedy took home 3 Academy Awards, including Outstanding Comedy Series? Well, that would be Modern Family, a classic if there's ever been that's come out of ABC lately. This one is a fantastic one, won a lot of awards, and in 2010, there were 3 of them. Question number 4. On this day in 2008, what U.S. Olympian had his own homecoming parade in Magic Kingdom in Disney World? We are talking about Michael Phelps. 2008, when he won his 8 gold medals, he had a parade in Magic Kingdom, and he was able to kind of show off his medals a little bit while also, I mean, he's an incredible athlete, so it was really cool that he got his own little parade in Magic Kingdom, similar to what sometimes Super Bowl winners and other outstanding athletes and performers get as well. Question number 5. On this date in 1989, what company and well-known group agreed in principle to be purchased by Disney? The next year, the deal was stopped due to the creator's passing. Well, that was the Muppets. It was agreed in principle in 1989 to be purchased by Disney, and in 1990, that's when Jim Henson passed away. Now, obviously, they have since become one. You see all the Muppet things that are on Disney and in the parks on Disney Plus, that sort of stuff. But there was a little bit of a brief hiatus there just due to the passing of Jim Henson. Last but not least, question number 6. On this date in 1955, what iconic Disneyland attraction and restaurant opened in Fantasyland? The boat the restaurant was on closed in favor of the new Dumbo ride in 1983. Well, that would be Chicken of the Sea Pirate Ship and Restaurant. It was this giant pirate ship. There was a restaurant in it. You can also explore the pirate ship a little bit, and it was an iconic part of Disneyland in 1955. Now, it did close down after 30 years because they did put the new version of the Dumbo ride there, and ever since then it's obviously not there. No talks about it coming back anytime soon. It'd be a really good seafood restaurant, and there's just not a ton of seafood options in Disney, so this would just be a good one to have in Disneyland. But again, all these things happen on this day. Pretty eventful day. This is something we might return to again sometime in the future as well. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. If you're watching us over on YouTube, again, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and in the comments down below, let us know what your score is. If you're not watching us on YouTube, hopefully you're listening to us on a podcast platform wherever you can. Make sure you download us on Apple. Make sure you follow. Give us a 5-star review. Let us know how we're doing and what we can do to try to improve. And as always, Disney has a lot of parts and pieces that are going on. If you need a little bit of help navigating all those parts and pieces to make your vacation the most magical vacation you possibly can have, simply let me know. Just email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. We can get you all set and all taken care of. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.